Well, Harris admits, probably by mistake, that people are actually struggling.
Most Americans are a $400 unexpected expense away from bankruptcy.
Oh, no wonder she has record low favorability in the polls. But don't worry, Kamala, the media says you're a better VP than you even think.
Hey guys, it's DJ Wonder Chrissy back at you today. It's Wednesday, August 2nd, and it's early morning. It's a little chilly here. The birds are up, and we're ready to do our video for today. So today I have some bad news for you. We are not going back to the old normal, folks. I hate to break the news to you, but there's a lot of people I talk to. They say, oh, things are going to get back to normal soon. That's a pipe dream at best. We are now in a new normal. Let me share an article. This is a classic example coming out of Yahoo. There was a magazine editor who took a 2.95 Uber ride in downtown New York City to the west side to meet and talk to the Uber CEO. It turned out that the actual price, even though the Uber executive or CEO said that he thought that the price of the ride should have cost $20, the actual price was $51.69. So what the CEO thought was going to cost $20, and the actual reporter ended up paying $51.69 for a 2.95 mile ride in New York City. It's inflation, folks. It's inflation. Here Uber says earnings per week for their drivers are up 40 to 50% over the past 4 years. And even Rakuten says that rides from Uber and Lyft have increased 92% from 2018 to 2021. And as of April 2021, Uber fares were up 40% year over year. But on the bright side of this whole thing, Uber's having a strong inflow of drivers, and they say 70% of them said that inflation and that what they're seeing right now in the cost of groceries and cost of living plays an important role in them driving for Uber. Yeah, that's the culprit, folks. Inflation is the culprit, and it's as simple as this. Cost of inflation is at a 40-year high, right? We all know that. But wages are not increasing. I mean, it's not a new thing. It's just that inflation has overtaken any gains in wages. Wages are just meagerly being increased. I know people have got increases by going to a new job from here to there, but that's not even keeping up with inflation. And to illustrate this, in the 1970s, the median income would support the purchase of a median house. Today, it's not possible. The median income today is like about $36,000, and the median house in the United States is probably about $463,000. It takes like an $88,000 a year job to support that, to support the payments on that median house. So right now, I mean, if you do the simple math, it's like $50,000 plus short. So there's the culprit. And I mean, it's not rocket science. I mean, first-time home buyers are almost non-existent now. I've got a couple of family members that would love to make their first home purchase, and they may still do it, but they're going to have to make concessions. That's the big thing about the the kids and young adults today, is that they've been raised with a certain standard of living. And for them to keep that standard of living when they move out of the house, it's tough, especially with inflation the way it is. Even without that, making the transition to the same level of living that you lived with your parents, or when you're in their basement, you had Wi-Fi, you had a full refrigerator, you had air conditioning, cranked up, you had everything. When you go out on your own, you realize real quick that there's a cost to all that stuff, right? Like I said, I keep going back to my first apartment. I was paying $510 a month for a 510 square foot apartment that was pretty beat up, but hey, it was home to me. But I was tapped out. I had a used car I was making payments on. I had rent I was making payment on. I had, groceries and everything. Insurance. I had to pay insurance on my car. When I bought my first couch, I still have my first couch I ever purchased, I had to do it on time payments. It cost like $600 in 1987, 86. So I was making payments on furniture back at that time, because I was making like $25,000 a year out of college at the time. So everyone's got to make sacrifices, and I'm here to tell you that the DJ Wonder Chrissy's is making sacrifices too. We used to shop at Walmart more often, and we used to go once in a while to like the Jewel around here. We don't go to Jewel anymore. We may go to Walmart once every 2 months. We're doing most of our shopping at Aldi's because things are cheaper, but not everything. It just saves us some money, and that's what we do. We cut back on other things too, like I'm sad to say it, but we cut back drastically on charity giving. We used to support a lot of organizations openly and freely, and as a result of inflation, we've drastically reduced that. So I mean, there's impacts to inflation, and you're going to see more gig workers like Uber and Lyft are seeing. More people are doing the gig thing. That's a short-term fix. That puts money in your pocket, but that's not a real good job, right? The good jobs are harder and harder to find, and I realize that. You have to educate yourself. You have to be looking for that next opportunity too. If you've been in a job for 10, 15, 20 years and you're not happy, or you're not making a decent wage, you gotta make that next move and try to get up that ladder. And sometimes that's tough, and sometimes that's risky. That's risky because sometimes you think you're going to a great company, and you make the move, and something happens, and that company crashes and burns. Especially if it's like a startup or in a high risk industry, things can happen. So it's tough out there. I realize it is tough out there, but if you keep moving forward, that's about all you can do at this point, is keep moving forward. Because we're seeing around here, they're building more luxury apartments, but that's not gonna help the people at the bottom rungs of the middle class. Those luxury apartments are for the first time home buyers that can no longer afford a home. They're building them left and right here. they're putting in, within like a mile from my house here now, they're putting in a second complex in a matter of 2 years. So they finished one and they're working on another one, and they're beautiful. They're beautiful, but they're probably, $1,800 to $2,000 for a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment. It's got the pool, you got the health center, you got all the amenities. So what else? I mean, we're seeing college kids. They're migrating to the inner cities, the bigger cities, for their first job. As I said before, the corporate headquarters in the northern and northwest suburbs here of Chicago is drastically reduced. A lot of them moved downtown to the old post office and the mercantile exchange downtown, and so there's a huge drive to get kids to go downtown because they don't need a car. I mean, life is somewhat less expensive down there because you don't need transportation, except you got public transportation. You got bus and the CTA. You're taking your life in your hands, but young kids they think they're invincible. But anyway, at some point we're going to see those kids, when they grow up a little bit and become true adults, and they make that step into marriage and decide to have kids, they're going to be moving out to the suburbs again. But it's just a cycle. It is a cycle. You just need to figure out where you are in the cycle, and you can pretty much determine what's going to happen next. See, we got that's not the birds, that's the landscapers around here. As I told you before, there's like 80% of the homes around here have landscapers do their yard. DJ Wonder Chrissy, he cuts his own. That's how I save money. The message today is inflation is killing everyone. What we're seeing now in our economy is people are spending less. They're trying to get by spending less, but that's only going to go so far because, the leading indicator of our economy is the trucking industry, and the trucking industry's been crushed. We saw Yellow Freight go under this week. I'm also here to tell you that, a weird statistic that I heard, cardboard box sales are down by 9% in the second quarter. They were down by 12% in the first quarter. So far this year, the sale of cardboard boxes is down by 20%. So, I mean, that's relating to Amazon sales and, all other e-commerce sales that people just aren't making anymore. That's wonderful, isn't it? Oh, we're the climate and noise pollution people when you need them. We'll let him. He's having a good time. He's just blowing stuff left and right. He doesn't want to go. He just wants to be in the video, I think. So, I think that's it for today. We'll end it there. We've been blown away. I hope I haven't blown you guys away. Like, share, and subscribe. We need your subscriptions. That helps us with the algorithm. We need to defeat that algorithm. And our last video got lots of views, so it's working, guys. Just keep subscribing and liking it and watching these videos because it's important. So it's DJ Wonder Chrissy over and out. Keep moving forward. That's all you can do, and help. We gotta crush inflation.